Welcome to Two Expats Abroad. Last week, or a few moments ago, we walked away and we said we didn't talk about some really important books. And we had spoken about systems and getting things done and the morning routine and stuff. And I think it's important for us to talk now about the action, getting to action, and why there'll always be that voice in your head that says, oh no, do this. This shiny object is way more important than what you had planned in your diary, and how to overcome those things. So
So a nice little bonus episode for everybody is an extension of the last one.
Yes.
Bit more to the point and yeah.
So I have read this book, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. I love Brian Tracy, by the way. A good libertarian man as well. That is a great book, and it's not even that. There's only like 100 pages, maybe at the most.
100 and I'm at the index, and it's got 113. So then conclusion, 108 pages.
Yeah, you could read that like in 2 sittings.
You know about my reading challenge recently, don't you?
Oh yeah.
So I had 10 books in 10 weeks that I had to read. I snuck this in book number 9.
Excellent.
Because I'd not read it. I understood the concept for many years, but a really close friend that I worked with years ago, she told me about this book, so I bought it straight away. But 10 books in 10 weeks was difficult when most of them are, say, 300 pages, so I snuck this one in.
Yeah.
100 pages, you're right, Rob, 100 pages.
Yeah, for nothing. And it's sort of the core idea is that what was the example? If you've got like to eat a frog every day, do it at the start of your day, so that you're getting the hardest thing that you have to do out of the way as soon as possible.
And I think for me at least, and I'm not sure if it's necessarily the book's concept, but it's my understanding of the book, which is important, isn't it? Is do that difficult thing like you say at the start of your day. Now, the second order consequence of that for me is that you feel fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
If you've done the most difficult thing in your agenda at the start of the day, you're setting the rest of your day up for success.
Exactly. And there's so many little nuggets of wisdom in that get you into taking action and, overcoming the overthinking and all of the different things that can get in your way. That's really important, because a lot of people, when they're thinking about their goals, they get overwhelmed, other things become prioritized, and because of that, things don't get done. So,
eat that frog.
Yeah, eat that frog. Exactly. And what was the other one?
The other one that I've brought in is, now, I'm not going to say go and rush to the shelves to get this book, but there's some, and we spoke about this in a previous episode. A book is simply ideas. So you might read some things, you might read all of it, you might read it from start to finish, you might just dip in and out of chapters, however you want to read your books. But I take something from every single book, and this one is ultimately just one thing. Now, there's so many ideas in here. I'm just going to go this one. Drink water.
You don't know how important that is. Actually, I did a coaching course, and the first lesson was to drink water and watch my relationship to drinking water, because most people don't actually drink enough water. And that's a problem, because you have no idea how important water is to us, and good water as well. And just being mindful of your consumption of water is really important.
That's incredible that, like, I wouldn't have thought that was going to be something on a coaching
program.
But it makes so much sense. And again, talking about easy wins, about not necessarily easy wins, but eating that frog, right? If you've done the most difficult thing at the start of the morning, start of your day, the rest of your day is going to be relatively straightforward. If you can achieve the drinking enough water, so this talks about drinking a glass of water with every meal. It talks about the amount that we need to consume. It talks about the moments that you can drink them. Like, for example, wake up, have a glass at the start of your day.
Yeah.
And all of those things is not only mental clarity, being hydrated, being energized, but it's also, if you do this, which just one thing, you feel brilliant because you've set it as a goal. I am going to drink X amount of water per day. So if you're hitting goals every single day, you go, right, what's my next one? I'm going to read 10 pages a day.
Yeah.
And then you achieve that one. I'm going to hike a mountain at the weekend.
Yeah.
And
build your self-esteem.
Yeah. You're building your self-esteem. Is it like, it is as simple as that. And who doesn't want to have a great self-esteem?
Yeah, you're putting armor on, basically. The more that you do and prove to yourself, I can do this, and you're making all of these, micro wins. They stack the big wins. Lots of those little wins that you just say, oh, that was easy. That's what is, compounding, actually, good link into the next book, is you're compounding on top of those things your ability to say to yourself, okay, I can do bigger and better things now. I can go on to bigger and better challenges. All these books are generally pointing at the same thing. And it's a case of, moving forward to get yourself to the next level. And we talked about this in a previous episode. A lot of people are unwilling to fail and feel what it feels like to fail. But I think that that's the most important part. Being rejected, failing, falling on your face and feeling that pain is what gives you the resilience to be able to move forward onto the next hard challenge or whatever challenge is in your life that you're climbing the mountain. Where is that mountain going? There's going to be ups and downs on that mountain.
And that's what I love about this. So that one was, for example, drink water. What's another one? Early morning walk.
Yeah.
Again, from what's the thing called? Do you know circadian rhythm?
Circadian rhythm.
Circadian rhythm. So getting out in the morning, first thing you do, I do this by the way occasionally. I go on my phone. I know how bad that is for you. First thing in the morning. I still do it occasionally. But 9 times out of 10, I do the routine that I told you about. I go for a walk, go to the gym, I get some fresh air before I even touch that thing. First time I sometimes touch that phone is when I'm in the gym and I'm checking what I did last week, progress and making sure. But
can I give you a piece of advice on that? Are you open to a bit of advice?
Absolutely.
Turn your phone off. When was the last time you consciously turned your phone off?
You got me there.
Right, it's a good habit. I would recommend that you learn to practice turning your phone off for an amount of time.
Martina bought me an alarm clock because, again, these things do everything. So they're now your alarm clocks, aren't they?
Yeah.
The problem is with that, you turn it off. And then when you turn it off, you've got it in your hand. So Martina bought me an alarm clock. So the phone isn't in the bedroom anymore. Alarm clock is. But the problem with that is then you turn your alarm clock off, you walk out, and if I've not done my morning routine, which 9 times out of 10 I do, your phone drags you in because you've got a couple of notifications. So that will come in handy. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it off until a certain amount of time, because if you have to physically turn it on, I get the concept, you're reminding yourself of why you turned it off in the first place. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a good habit to have. Just start with 10 minutes and say, okay, for the next 10, don't have anything. Like, look at your calendar and say, okay, there's nothing I'm expecting in the next 10 minutes. Can I turn my phone off? Yeah. Then when you prove it to yourself, oh, I can do 10 minutes, try half an hour, then try an hour.
And to link it back to the failing, if you set yourself a goal of having an early morning walk Monday through Friday and the weekend as well, why not? If you fail, you just go, okay, am I capable of doing that 7 days a week? Maybe I just do it 3 days a week. Maybe I just do it Monday, Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah.
And then you get the feedback again, okay, I didn't do it that time. Is it really that important to me? And then you go back to your vision, and if it benefits you or if it doesn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's them two at least. I don't think we can speak enough on the compound effect.
Yeah.
It's arguably one of the most important books, isn't it?
Yeah, so he talks about choices, habits, momentum, influences, and acceleration. And they're all important parts, and everybody has a reference point in their own life with regarding to that, because we all have choices that we're making all the time, and choices can tend to be habitual as well. We fall into the pattern of making the same choice over and over again. And it's to become aware. You know, all of these books, they're raising your awareness. And then momentum, everything stacks on to the next thing. So, you know, creating momentum in your life, again, it's all decisions. It's all of the decisions that you're making and feeling confident. Plus one, made a good decision, plus one. You're getting little bonus points all through your life by hitting all those targets, or not as well. You know, failure is important, as we mentioned.
That's why I like this book. I don't love it. It's very, very simple, but that's beautiful in itself. In fact, it says how simple changes can transform your life. Drinking water and going on a morning walk, they're just things that will eventually compound because you've banked it as a positive decision.
Yeah.
And then another positive decision.
And then it becomes an identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you become the person that is willing to change and able to change. And then you're walking and talking and breathing with you're walking and talking, you got your shoulders out, you're walking through the streets and you're feeling confident.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the goal.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
Like literally. So I do like the concepts behind that book because it links nicely into the more complex books such as Compound Effect.
Yeah. So what I would encourage people to do is to think about, you know, the goals that they have set for themselves in their life. And it can be anything. Everybody has goals. What is the one thing that you can start to focus on daily to make it happen, right? Make it so small. It could be that drinking water. I would recommend you literally put it into your calendar now. And it might feel stupid that you're doing it. But if you do that and you follow through 7 days in the week, you're banking 7 positive decisions that are so easy to do. It's kind of like, duh, why am I doing this? But you'll see that if you follow through day after day and do that, at the end of the week, you'll have banked 7 positive pieces of action that, I don't know, it seems silly to call it a spiritual win, but it is. You're banking something to say to yourself, I can do this. I can move forward consistently.
The thing that I can think of is the 10,000 steps a day that people love to do. Now, how effective 10,000 steps a day is if you're trying to lose weight, I'm not sure. If you're trying to build muscle.
Oh, it's a good base.
But it's a base. And what it does is it gives the everyday person a goal to strive towards. And I know so many people that are doing it.
Yeah.
And they're feeling good about themselves when they do it.
In fact,
because it's simple, it's a simple goal.
In fact, before I moved to Poland, about 2 years before that, I joined my friends. He did a walk every day in November. And walking every day in November is a challenge because it's fucking windy and cold in Ireland. And that started me overcoming my belief that I wasn't athletic. And it was because I did that, I proved to myself I can walk every day. That made me join a gym and get really back into exercise. Whereas I had this idea that, oh, I'm not athletic, I can't do it with my foot, all these excuses. And I overcame them because I did prove to myself, yeah, I can walk every day in November.
It's simple. Drink water.
Yeah.
Go for a morning walk. Walk 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Walk a mile a day. Whatever it is, but it's just banking the idea that I am capable. I did that.
Exactly.
I set the goal and I achieved it. And that's the other thing. So if you so many people are like, oh, I'm gonna run a marathon one day. You can't just go and run a marathon tomorrow. I reckon some people have, but
don't try.
No. You can't. It's not possible. So break the marathon down. Break your 3-year vision down.
Yeah.
Like, I can't build a house tomorrow. I can't run a marathon tomorrow. But I can run a 5K tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I can save X amount per month towards the house build. So, don't set big goals, but break them down. Don't try and do too much at once.
Yeah. And that's the tough part. You really do have to sit down. Like when I'm working with clients and I'm getting them to break down the pieces of the puzzle that create the outcome that they're working towards, they overlook a lot of the small things because, if it's a health goal, you'll ask them, okay, what are you taking for granted here? What are you not seeing? And I know for a fact that a lot of people are, in terms of calorie counting, they're not counting their drinking. How many beers are you having a week? How many soft drinks are you having a week? They're the ones that have the biggest calorie intake. And a lot of people just, it's just a drink. No, those are calories. Yeah. You have to count.
Don't drink your calories.
Exactly.
Yeah, classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's the other thing, when people are trying to lose weight, they might focus on the gym, but not look at the obvious things, which is, how many snacks am I having?
Yeah.
Am I having a couple of sweets a day?
Yeah, a couple of sweets, nothing.
But nutritionally, there's nothing in them.
Except sugar. And then that ends up around your waist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are simple things, but actually they're arguably some of the most important things.
Yeah, to spot and become aware of. Yeah, definitely.
Compound effect.
Yeah.
Become aware of the concept.
Yeah, it all does compound. So I really cannot recommend, like I've not read just one thing, but I kind of really get the concept and it is valuable. But this book, I would say, is my favorite, and Eat That Frog as well.
Yeah, you really like Eat That Frog.
I love it.
I like it. It's 100 pages. Read it between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, and this one isn't even, like, this is 160, so very accessible.
Mm-hmm. Don't read it between Christmas and New Year because that episode's already out.
Exactly.
No, but 100 pages, you can read it in a weekend.
Yeah.
Definitely a week.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I hope that was useful, guys. And next time we're going to talk about something related to this, lifelong learning. Looking forward to that.
Might sound like we're repeating ourselves here, but it's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like how many people, lifelong learning is the next episode. How many people do you see just check out after school? That's me done.
Yeah. Well, that was me for years until I said, I might need to look at this education thing again.
Mm.
But most people do. Most people don't read a book when they're above the age of 40. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a shame. We're
going to talk about that.
Yeah, it's a shame. Cool.
Excellent. See you next episode. All the best.
I need to do that more.